An issue I see with literally every business owner I know, including me, is we try to do too many things at once. The problem with this sort of planning is that nothing gets done when too many things are on your plate. I spend a lot of time with people like you attempting to narrow down what you need to work on. Now, you already know what I'm about to say. You know you're trying to do too many things at once. And this probably isn't the first time anyone has ever said this to you. And I'm sure it won't be the last. A great tool to combat too much on your plate is something my friend Susan Bradley has developed. It's a tool that makes it easy to know what to focus on, and it's called the decision-free zone. This tool was developed for someone going through a financial transition. However, I find it just as useful when I work with people like you. It helps you focus on what needs to be done now and puts everything else on the back burner. So here's how it works. First, you write down all the projects you're working on or would like to be working on. And then, next to each one of those projects, you write now, soon, or later. And if you have more than one or two projects to be done now, you need to keep going over your list till you're just left with one or two things that are major projects on your list. Now, the next thing you do is you only work on those projects until they are done. That means you don't do other major projects, don't put other things on your list. It means that you just work on that project, or at the most, two projects until they are completely done and finished. And now you have the time and space to work on something else. Now, what you're going to find when you do this is you start going through your projects faster and faster and faster. When you're narrowing down what you're working on, you're going to get more done in less time. I know it doesn't sound like it really works that way, but it does. So once you've narrowed down your key projects to one or two, it's time to use what we call OKRs in your life. Now, OKRs are a magic bullet, a magic planning place, especially for owners of small, closely held companies. It's been used by Google. It's used by some of the bigger venture capital firms in Silicon Valley. But more importantly, it's a great tool for you. And OKR stands for Objectives and Key Results. So the big project we want to do, that's our objective. What's the key result? Well, the key result are the things that has to happen for that objective to become real. And then finally, under key results, we have the tasks that will move the key results to completion. Now, as you're doing your key results, again, you don't want to do 4 or 5 key results at a time. Choose one, maybe 2 key results to work on, the one that will move you the fastest towards where you want to be. If you have a list of 8 or 9 key results, that's fine. But you have to remember, you put them on the list in the order of importance, and you work on the first one first till it's done. Then you go to the second one, and then the third one. But you don't go to the second or third one until the first one is done. And that's where your tasks come in, because the tasks will tell you what you need to get a key result to total completion. So remember, you only have so much time for strategic activities. This is important. If you must move something from soon to now, you have to take something from now and move it to soon. I know this sounds complicated, and it's the only way I know that you can keep yourself from overload where nothing gets finished and lots of projects are always open. Now, I know you only have a limited amount of time for your strategic activities. You're just too busy dealing with the day-to-day things that are happening in your life and your business. And most business owners I know never have time for all the strategic things they want to accomplish. The reason is simple. You're just too busy running your business with all the daily activities that you must do. You don't have 40 hours a week to work on strategic activities. If you're lucky, you have 1 or 2 hours to work on strategic activities. So when you choose your major project, go for the easiest to get done with the biggest result. Now, this is important. You get wins early when you do this. I see people too often start with giant projects that will take weeks, if not months and years, to accomplish. I want you to have some easy wins. This means you always look for the idea that has the best result with the least amount of effort. Now, there are two reasons I want you to do this. One, when you do it with small projects that will get you easy wins, you're going to get momentum around getting strategic wins. And when you get momentum, you have this flywheel sort of thing where every time you go around the flywheel, you go faster and faster and faster and get more and more momentum. You'll be able to finish more projects. Often small projects add up to big wins. So I want you to think about this. When you stack wins on top of each other, say we improve something by 1% a week for 50 weeks. Well, that's going to get you a 75 or 80% improvement over the course of a year. Let's say we get 2% as small wins a week. That means your improvement will be about 140% for the year. What would that do to your profits? Just think about that for a second. So what you choose to work on, and this is kind of something that's always a problem, will often be boring. Small wins are boring. You don't get a big rush out of completing them, but at the same time, small wins add up. The more you do, the better results you get. I find that when the business is running well, it's often boring. There aren't a lot of fires to put out. There's enough cash in the bank. You don't really have a lot to do, and may even wonder, what's your worth? That's when you have the most opportunity. So I want you to wish for boring. Then I want you to take advantage of boring to move your company forward. And don't worry, boring never lasts for very long in any private business that I see. So I would love to have a conversation with you about what OKRs are. So just click on the button below this video and we'll set up a time to talk. And in the meantime, if you're not ready to talk, download our free infographic on OKRs, which is at the bottom of this transcript, and how they work. And while you're at it, scroll down and let me know what you think about creating projects that get results you just won't believe. Hey, this is Josh Patrick. You're at The Sustainable Business. Thanks a lot for stopping by. I hope to see you back here really soon.